Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Kansas City.
Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals need to pick themselves up and dust themselves off after losing to the A's last night 16-0. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel and Monty are coming up. The Royals are 2-2 on this homestand with 2 games to go. Jason Hamill pitches today. He's looking for his first win at home this year. He was really good on the last road trip.
He was. Winning 2 on the road is very difficult. Any game's hard to do, but on the road, Hamill just making some adjustments, which is nice. First, it's mechanical with the body. Now it's manipulating the baseball. It's been fantastic to watch him work. He's getting some more movement on his pitches. The ERA's showing it, but really, it's the strikeouts. I mean, look at that. 1 run allowed, but the strikeouts have been piling up for him. 16. He's looking good and becoming hammer time.
Last night, John Jay lost a 12-game hitting streak, so now we'll focus on Whit Merrifield. He extended his hitting streak with 3 hits in Game 1 last night. Merrifield bobblehead day. You know, it'd be easy, Hud, if you look at Merrifield's numbers now, you say, well, he's finally figured it out. He's getting some hits. We're really early in the season when his numbers were down. There was some bad luck involved. You know, he just wasn't getting hits. And to his credit, he didn't panic. He didn't change his mechanics and try and do anything different.
No, and it's nice, too. His manager had faith in him and didn't panic either. He knows what Whit can do. The fact that he goes line to line right on that bottom hand of his is magical. He can turn on a ball in a heartbeat, or he can go feather one down the right field line. Interesting to see during his hit streak, but with the number that sticks out to me is the 5 walks. He's seeing pitches. He's not up there flailing and bailing. He's got some discipline. That brings the on-base percentage up to 500, and he's getting the job done. Love to see his production. Hopefully on his day today, he'll do something really special.
Those are our Kubota power stats. An injured Trevor Cahill pitched for the Royals last year, and his numbers showed it. Joel and Monty will talk about the healthy version of Cahill when we come back.
Last season with the Royals, but playing much better this season and set to take on many of his former teammates. First pitch is coming up here at the K in 7.5 minutes. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. Monty brought in his Babe Ruth ball in tribute to the Sandlot, which is playing tonight. We had some of the guests on. The Beast did not eat this ball, but Trevor Cahill, here's your segue, has been a beast this year. So what's been different?
Well, he's been really good. He's been healthy to start with, and I think that's a real key in his success this season. But it's also allowed him to get on top of the baseball, to throw the ball downhill. And as a pitcher who gets a lot of ground balls like a Trevor Cahill, you do exactly that. You see the sink on the pitch. It's also allowed him to throw a changeup very, very effectively. You got to be behind that changeup. You got to be on top of it to get that downhill life, and he's certainly had that. He's pitched much better at his home ballpark and on the road, but let's hope the Royals find a way to get to him here, especially early today.
Yeah, those are key drive to success keys there. You're right, 0.64 ERA at home, 5.06 on the road. Alex Gordon looking for some more hits as he has been on a roll with an 8-game hitting streak. More coming up from the K.
Is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. The Oakland A's have hit more home runs on the road than any team in the major leagues, and they had 4 more last night. The A's have won 5 straight on the road. The Royals are 2-2 on a 6-game homestand. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. Wind blasting out toward right, and with that heavy storm very early this morning brought some cooler temperatures. So we were in the 90s yesterday. It is 78 degrees at first pitch today. And here's the Oakland A's batting order. Marcus Semien is back in there. He rejoined the team right before the game last night. He was away on paternity leave. His wife gave birth to their second son. Matt Olson hit 2 home runs and had 4 RBIs, and Dustin Fowler, the number 7 hitter, had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs last night. And they'll face Jason Hamill, whose ERA is 5.23, but right now he has 11 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings.
Yep, he's been doing a nice job. All those numbers are on the downswing, which is good. He didn't get off to the best start, and he'll tell you that. His fastball, slider, curve change. He's got the 4 basic pitches. But I'll tell you what, the slider's been a good pitch for him as far as it comes to striking guys out. He's had a very productive strikeouts. Also, his walks have been really good. Just 2 walks in his last 3 starts. He's been fabulous when he gets ahead of those hitters. Got to get ahead, finish him off with a slider. And defensively, sponsored by Ford, your Midwest Ford dealers, Jorge Soler's back in there in right field. He's got a good arm, and see if he can go get him today on a nice cool evening or afternoon. Almonte in center, Alex in left. What's Alex going to pull out of his hat today as far as the catch goes? We don't know. Moose Escobar looked good on the left side. Goins is getting another start at second base. Whitley, where's Whit? He's at first base, believe it, on his bobblehead day. Salvador Perez behind the plate. He'll throw you out if you go, but the Oakland A's don't run.
Our crew chief is the home plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom, 25-year Major League umpire. Corey Blazer is at first. Stu Sherwater, number 85, is at second, and Eric Cooper is at third. So that scoreless streak for Jason Hamill is the subject of our Toyota League leaders, and right now it is the 3rd longest active streak, behind Jordan Zimmerman, who's trying to put together a good year in Detroit after 2 bad years. And no surprise that right now Corey Kluber leads away with 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. So here's Marcus Semien. Remember when the A's were here very early last season, Semien looked like he was playing hurt. Takes a fastball for a strike. He was coming off a career year in 2016 and just wasn't getting any good swings. And sure enough, he was hurt right after the series with the Royals. He had surgery on his wrist. So he lost a lot of playing time to that last year, and now off to a good start this season.
If you don't have your hands and you're a baseball player, you're in trouble. It'll show up sooner or later. You can mask the pain all you want. You can try all you can, but just it's impossible. The grind of the daily routine will kill you. It'll keep you non-productive. Some injuries players can play with, but certain ones you can't.
We were telling you last night that the A's are the most patient team in the American League. They see the most pitches per plate appearance of any team. And Marcus Semien leads the way individually for Oakland. And there he is, taking the count from 0-2 to 3-2. He's up there with Mike Trout, Jose Ramirez, Aaron Judge. And as far as pitches seen this year, he will make a pitcher earn it. Hamill backhands and throws over to Merrifield for the out.
Boy, and that's a nice start right there. Now, it wasn't a routine play either. That ball gets by Hamill. That's a base hit. Eske's not going to be able to throw him out. It was hit too slowly. So a good play. Didn't panic. Good concentration. Now, his last outing against the Rangers, they're a swing for the fence type of team. They don't have the discipline that the Oakland A's do. That's one of the reasons for the 10 strikeouts. Just the 2 walks, though. That's a really good. Like I said, only 2 walks in his last 3 starts. He's been really good getting ahead and finishing guys with the slider.
Matt Joyce takes up and away. He led off for the A's last night. He scored a run. He drove in a run. Off the end of the bat. And Almonte is there for the out. Cloudy, and it's also bright, so that's why you'll see, even though the sun isn't out, a lot of the guys still have either sunglasses on or the eye black strips on their cheeks to help take the glare out of their eyes.
Yep, and both of them work, but day games, the glasses are a premium because they cut the glare of the backs. The people sitting in the stands behind you with the shirts on and stuff, so it really helps. You don't squint as much. A lot of energy is lost through the eyes, and so if you're protecting your eyes, you save your energy. And keeps you away from headaches, your head bothering you in day games, especially when it's hot. Just the fact that you squint. Modern technology is taking care of the athletes.
1-1 on Jed Lowry, the A's leading RBI man. And yet he only had 1 of the 16 last night. He also scored 2 runs. Switch hitter. And instead of having 2 different helmets like most switch hitters do, he has 1. You don't see many big leaguers with the double ear flap helmet.
You're exactly right. and that's the one that protects up over 90-mile-an-hour impact if the ball happens to hit you in the helmet. I talked with their assistant hitting coach Mike Aldretti today before the game about Lowry.
Who goes the other way, and he's on with 2 outs.
And it's interesting what he had to say as he uses the whole field. He knows who he is. That's a middle pitch. A lot of guys are going to try to jump ship on that. Not him. He's just going to try to go the other way. He's in his 10th year in the big leagues, knows exactly who he is. Makes him dangerous.
Chris Davis drove in 2 last night in the 7-run 3rd inning. The A's had 2 different 7-run innings last night, the 3rd and the 9th. He is always a dangerous bat, and today Chris Davis takes on Jason Hamill by AARP. He is 7 out of 23 against Hamill, and 2 of those hits are home runs.
See a little movement back and forth he gets going before the pitch. That's a rhythm and a timing mechanism. And he really generates a lot of bat speed right over the middle of the plate where he wants it. Still leverages his lower body, but gets tremendous torque with his hands from his elbows on down to his hands. Extremely strong.
Three years ago, Chris Davis had a surprisingly good season for the Brewers. He had 27 home runs. And then he was traded to the A's, and the feeling was, well, let's see what kind of power he has in Oakland Stadium, which is not a good ballpark for power hitters. And he responded to that by hitting 42 home runs, and then backed that up by hitting 43 last year, becoming the first A's hitter since Jimmy Fox to have back-to-back 40 home run seasons. And when you're talking about Jimmy Fox, you're not talking about the Oakland A's or the Kansas City A's. You're talking about the Philadelphia A's back in the 30s. He's out on a fly ball to center field. The A's send 4 to the plate. It'll be Jay, Merrifield, and Moustakas coming up. Royals lineup today. John Jay will lead off. He is one of 10 designated hitters used by Ned Yost this year. Abraham Almonte will be in center field. Ryan Goins is back at second base. And Alcides Escobar making start number 391 in a row. All to face Trevor Cahill in his 2.25 ERA.
Watch out, better get him early before he gets you, especially with that changeup. Look at that. That changeup at 27%. That's his go-to pitch. He'll throw it anytime, any count. It's an excellent equalizer. Fastball's going to start things off, not overpowering it. He might hit a few 93s, but he's good in the upper 80s, low 90s.
1-2 on John Jay. John lost his 12-game hitting streak last night. He had 2 hard hit outs and finished 0 for 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Cahill's not the same Cahill that pitched in the Royals uniform last year. He's healthy, feels good. He's only had 1 DL stint early this year.
To center field, and John Jay starts a new hitting streak. He's on to begin the bottom of the first.
Defensively, the Oakland A's, they're not a bad defensive team. They're tied for 16th as far as defensive run save. Piscotty's a good athlete. Fowler, we saw him come out last night. That's his come out game of the year so far. Chapman at third base might be the best in the American League. Simeon shortstop has improved. Lowry, Olson, Maxwell behind the plate today.
And now Whit Merrifield, who had 3 hits, and he was hit by a pitch, so he was on all 4 times. Cahill misses low, ball 1. So currently he has a 7-game hitting streak. He had a 12-gamer in the middle of May. Now 2-0. And now he, Mookie Betts, Gene Segura, and Mike Trout. How about that company? Those 4 are the only players in the big leagues with 15 or more doubles and 10 or more stolen bases.
No doubt about it. I'm not surprised to see the 3 hitting streaks. I mean, he's going to have more as the season goes on. Not just because he goes line to line and uses the whole field. That's a big part of it, his talent, but the fact that he can run. Now, he only has 3 infield hits this year, which is not a lot for him, but that sure does help to have that extra tool when it comes to putting hitting streaks together.
Two and 1. Now Cahill has always been known for having a really good changeup, and that has been the case again this year. He might want to be careful with that pitch against Whit, who has the highest batting average in the major leagues against a changeup.
Especially if it's mislocated. If it's in the middle, he's not going to miss it. That's elevated out of the zone.
Well hit to center field. Fowler is back, and it's off the wall. Jay will be held at third. Whit has another double. And the Royals right away have runners at second and third and nobody out.
Could just tell by the sound. In a 3-1 count, he knew that Cahill was going to try to come in there, and he met it. Good, loud noise, and backspin and a little bit of breeze helped all that hit the base of the center field wall. That's a long way to hit a ball and not get rewarded for a home run, but they'll take it. Second and third, nobody out. Loved Mike Jershely, the call to hold Jay. With nobody out, there's no need to make the force home. Might have been thrown out, but he didn't make up his mind till the last minute to hold Jay. Excellent job of third base coaching.
Changeup is taken for a strike to Mike Moustakas. He was 0 for 4 last night. He is driven in 6 during this homestand and has 39 on the year. Change up again. 0-2.
That's what he's going to. It's what he's going to do. Now watch Jersley at the bottom of your screen, third base coach. He holds him like 1 step coming to the bag. John Jay was going full speed. Good hold. Moose might have to shorten up now. 0-2. He's not going to give him anything too good.
Another changeup.
That kind of means you just back it down a click and wait a click or two longer. That left side of the infield's wide open for a 1-stroke, 2-ribby swing would be nice. Just get some production here. Royals having a hard time last night getting any runs across.
Cahill gets a strikeout. Cahill's a veteran. He is 30 years old, so he knows how to handle situations like this. Done really well pitching with runners in scoring position, throwing strikes, been walking anybody, and once he gets to 2 outs, he has been unhittable with runners in scoring position. Salvi takes low, ball 1. The Royals were 0 for 9 last night with a runner in scoring position. They actually won a game in the Minnesota series going 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
That's right, thanks to Eski's power shot in extra innings. Gonna have to wait back. Cahill, he's gonna spin the ball. He's gonna change speeds. He's not gonna give you what you want here. He's already in trouble here in the first inning. Just a lousy doinker. Any kind of base hit, shorten up would be nice. Only way your eyes should light up is if you see a cookie in the middle. And if not, just do whatever you can to try to get him home. Give Hamill a little lead to work with. Makes a big difference. Maxwell. That was a good stop by Maxwell there. He moved his feet, shuffled them nicely.
Breaking ball in for a strike.
One of the reasons why his numbers are so good pitching in runners in scoring position situations. He knows how to execute, knows where to put the pitches, and tries to let the hitter's aggression get himself out. Kelly has to come in like he did with Witt.
Line to left field, deep and over Joyce's head. Salvador Perez drives in his first runs in June after driving in the second most runs in the league in May.
That's exactly what the Royals needed. A big hit early in this one. And that's a ball down low. Maxwell looked like he was going to catch it on the ground. Watch the catcher. Now check out the swing here. Okay, the swing is nice. Look at it. When you go down and get a baseball like that, you got to have the ability to lift it upward. There's the catcher's glove. He was going to catch it on the ground. Good follow through. 2 hands. Look at the back leg, how bent that was to lower his leverage to get to that lower pitch. That's just a really nice swing and a clutch timing for it.
Soler takes a strike with a fastball. So the Royals went 9 innings last night without scoring a run, and now 1 out into the first inning today, and they have 2.
Might be some new fans out there, Royals fans, baseball fans, but what a manager likes to do, he likes to line up his batting order with the guys that get on base the best at the top, set the table up. Your 3 and 4 hitters are guys to clean up the table, knock in the runs. That's what Salvador Perez did. And the guys that hit in this spot here, and Soler, Gordon, Almonte, those next spots are all run producing spots as well, but mainly your number 4 hitter, your 3 and 4 hitters are your most productive, most powerful to knock in the runs.
2-2. Well, he pitches in a very pitcher-friendly home park. But wow, that's impressive. 0.64 in Oakland, over 5 on the road, and now he's given up 2 runs on 3 hits with just 1 out in the first. And now he gets Soler for his second strikeout. 2 down.
See how he holds the changeup. Look at the movement on that pitch. No wonder he's having so much success this year. You know, he had the same pitch last year, but he just couldn't stay healthy. He had injuries the whole year. April, May, August. He just couldn't stay healthy, and he tried to pitch through it, and you could tell how painful it was for him. He had a lower back strain. He had a shoulder impingement. He had an elbow. Yeah, he had all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, and 1 on Alex Gordon. He was 1 for 3 last night.
This is a good test for Alex. A finesse pitcher like Cahill who tries to get you to swing it off field to go to the opposite field, maybe.
0-2.
You see what can happen if you try to pull him. Moustakas, Soler, they both struck out because they were a little bit pull conscious on him, and that's what he wants you to do. Salvi got him. I mean, he hit a heck of a pitch.
There goes Salvi to third. Well, he did hit a 2-run double in the inning.
That's right. He picked up some huge runs. That ball was unbelievable how he raked that. Good swing.
Inning. Then the Royals. They have now scored 48 runs in the first to lead the American League. Little bit inside to Matt Olson. Olson homered in the second and third innings last night and ended up driving in 5, which was a career best for him. He has 3 home runs in his last 2 games, averaging over 450 feet.
Interesting way of getting going, though. The way he puts his Both his hands almost fully extended out over the strike zone. And then it's a nice little rhythm when the pitcher's in his windup, then they come back to a hitting position. So it's a good little rhythm. I showed you Davis's style. This is Olson's style. See how they kind of gradually move back into position to where he can launch.
Fights it off into shallow left center field, and Mike Moustakas, who is standing in the shortstop position with the overshift, runs out to get it. So one down. Matt Chapman is coming up, and we go down to Joel.
Ryan, thank you very much. We've talked so much about the slider for Jason Hammel. We know how good of a pitch that is, but talking with Drew Butera this morning, who caught Jason's last start in Texas, he said 2 starts ago, when Jason really turned things around against St. Louis, Jason said, you know what, I want to get back to throwing my 2-seam fastball more as opposed to that 4-seam, and that is really, Drew believes, helped lock him in. And there's going to be a hit there to right field, a single for Chapman. But he said that with the 4-seam, if you're not on and you're missing, that ball is going to get hit. It's on the same plane. Then you've got to start trying to rely on other pitches that may or may not match up well. But with that 2-seam, there's a larger margin for error. If you miss, you might give up a hit here and there, but you're not going to get hit hard. You're not going to get hit all over the place. Drew really believes that 2-seam has been a key to Hamel's turnaround the last 2 starts.
And the movement that 2-seamer gives, Joel, is the downward movement. And so if the hitter hits it, he hits the top of it, likely at one of the infielders. Make the play. Pitch to contact, you get outs.
Strike on Dustin Fowler, who is just beginning his big league career, but he had a career night. First multi-home run game, first 3-hit game, and first 4 RBI game last night. No balls, 2 strikes.
But you know, that just to show you a little bit about the upside of this young kid, Fowler. He's got great ability. He can run. You know, he's just now starting to come out a little bit. Give him some time. They're just going to give him some at-bats and let him grow. Could be a big part of this Oakland A's future. You know, and when you think about building pieces for the Oakland A's, you know, you can start with that guy on first base there, Chapman, and then Olson, the first baseman. Those guys are young and promising, and all they need is to sprinkle in a couple other guys like them, and they're going to have a nice nucleus, some position players.
It is somewhat ironic that Jason Hammel is pitching against the A's, because of course he was pitching for the A's when the Royals won the wild card game, which completely changed the trajectory of both teams. A little bloop. Escobar will make the play. And we all know what happened to the Royals after winning the wild card game. The A's, they had the best record in the major leagues the first half of that season. Remember, they traded Yoenis Cespedes. They went for more pitching, and that didn't work out. And when they lost the wild card game, they finished in last place the next 3 years. 15, 16, and 17. The previous 3 years, they went to the playoffs. So that truly was a crushing defeat for that franchise.
I remember last year in spring training when Hammel had just first joined the team in spring training, watching his side session, because I hadn't seen what he pitched up close. But so in spring training, I got to get behind Salvi, and he threw a slider that was way out of the dirt and into the left-handed batter's box, and Salvi was catching him, and Salvi caught it, and he goes, "That's the ball I hit off of you in the wild card." And Hamill looked at him and said, "Yeah, that was the one." That was interesting to hear the dialogue between those two.
Goins makes the play. So Hamill's just given up a couple of singles in the first 2 innings. The Royals lead 2-0. Last year, Cahill, Brandon Maurer, and Ryan Buchter came over the Royals from the Padres, and then the Royals traded Buchter to the A's this past offseason, and he was off to a really good start. But in our University of Kansas Health System injury report update, he's on the disabled list right now with shoulder problems. 0-1 on Alex Gordon. He was standing at the plate with Salvador Perez at second base and 2 down in the first, and Salvi tried to steal third and was thrown out. So Alex gets a brand new count.
Right. I like to call that a bonus at bat. Get to see some free pitches. And off of Cahill, that's the kind of guy you want to see. See what his changeup's doing. That little slider, his curve. He's got some pretty funky off-speed pitches. Tell by that swing there, he wasn't picking that up very well. But that had to be a shock to Alex to see Salvi. I mean, especially look at the throwing lane. There's no batter in the right hand side of the box. I mean, Maxwell had a pretty easy run at Salvi.
Well, if he was a little faster, he had the right idea.
Exactly.
I mean, he had the third baseman out of position.
His heart was right.
Yeah.
What would Denny say?
It wasn't. Denny, I think, was quoting Bob Prince, Hall of Fame announcer for the Pirates. And Bob Prince used to say he had larceny in his heart, but lead in his legs. Olsen makes a nice play going into foul ground and gets it to Cahill, 1 down.
Made Cahill work on that one. He didn't want to have to do that, but he got there in time. Check it out now. Good play. He's able to get Olsen. They talked about Matty Williams was telling me about his glove. Now Cahill looked like he hit the front part of the base barely. But Matt Williams, longtime major league third baseman in his days, their third base coach now, was talking about Olsen and Chapman and the high upside. But and I asked about Olsen and his footwork at first base. He's a big guy. What kind of fielder is he? He said he's got really a high ceiling potential to be a first baseman. Possible Gold Glover over there. And that's interesting. Being a right-hander, first baseman.
Out to Lowry at second. Almonte is out, 2 down. Almonte had just 1 at bat last night in the 9th inning, and he tripled, almost hit a home run to center field. That was worth $1,000. And if the Royals hit a triple in today's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy.
Keep it up.
Goins, not a bad bunt. Maxwell's throw is in time. Goins, as he was running up the line, pointed to the Royals dugout, thinking he was safe. Call was made by first base umpire Corey Blazer.
There's a good touch on the bunt. That's what you wanted. You want to get it, let the third baseman field it or pitcher to the third base line. I couldn't tell from that angle there. See how he's running through the bag, though? That's what you do. Run all the way down the right field line. Prevent yourself from getting injured.
Royals will challenge. Tough to tell there. Ned Yost is watching Crown Vision, and it's an interesting position that he is in, because Ned gets the word from Bill Duplessis, but he has no idea what Duper has seen, so he's just as curious as everybody else when they start replaying the play up on the big video board.
That's neat. You know, Ned, he empowers his coaches to do their job. That's what he's waiting on. And really, the job that Duplessis is doing this year has been off the charts. Every year it's been good, but this year is exceptional. Goins definitely earned it if he gets the hit. Looks to me like it. He was in there, but we'll see.
Attaway Duper. Not only do the Royals saving out, but he got Ryan Goins a base hit.
Fantastic job, Bill Duplessis. That was a close one, but makes him now 14 out of 16 in his calls this year. It's been a tremendous success rate. See if they can make something happen with that earned bunt base hit by Goins. Esky hits a double, it could work.
Pick the right pitch, Cahill would be a good guy to run on. All those changeups, off speed, and if thrown well, will be low, which makes it harder for Maxwell.
I'm sure that's what Salvador Perez was thinking.
Esky hits it hard. The wind is blowing out toward right, and it's over Piscotty's head. So that challenge is going to get the Royals a run. Escobar's digging for 3, and he's in there with an RBI and $1,000.
Super duper all the way around. A good hustle bunt. Duplessis' call to change the call, and now the double, and then he turned it into a triple for the 1,000. This is one of the best plays of the game for sure. That's going to score him all the way from first base. Look at him rolling him home as Jershily and Esky said, I can make third on it. Oh, was that sweet. The crowd here at the K, they're loving it. Coming out of their seat early, scoring some more runs. That 2-out stake was huge by Escobar.
So close to a 1-2-3 inning for Cahill. And for a moment, that's what it was when Goins was ruled out. But the call is overturned, and the Royals lead 3-0 in the second inning. John Jay led off the first with a single, and then he and Merrifield scored on Salvi's 2-run double. And that is fair over the bag at third. John Jay is digging for 2, and he's in there with an RBI double. 4-0 Royals in the second inning.
2-out RBIs really can break the opponent's back. Nicely done, and everything's contagious. You see the two-seamer moving away. John Jay had not decided he wanted to pull it. He's going to go with it. Why not? He's had a lot of success all year this year with going with pitches. Fantastic piece of hitting here. But watch this. Couldn't have happened without this hustle. But with 2 outs, why not try the old-fashioned drag bunt? Put it down. Everybody's saying, hey, get it to Billy. And they did. Fantastic inning. This is one of the best innings of the season so far for the Royals. Just by the way they're making it happen here with 2 outs, pressuring Cahill.
And Witt already has a double today and a run scored. He is 4 for 4 in the series with 2 doubles. Down and away, ball 1. That gives Witt an 8-game hitting streak. One ball, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike.
There's only one thing missing from Witt today to go with his bobblehead. That's another knock to make a 2-hit Witt, right? Let's see what happens. Now, I mean, the big thing obviously was Witt would like to win the game. That's obvious, but for his day to be complete, I'd like to get that second knock. Cahill stands there on the slab a lot like Ian Kennedy holding his changeup. He's not afraid if this hitter sees it. It is a photo moment.
It was way in on him. He saw a fastball, and you're not going to get many from Cahill, and Witt couldn't resist. See if he can get the bobblehead and Witt in the same follow through at the same time. I think that's what he's going for.
And he's really proud of himself.
Cahill strikes him out, but the Royals get a pair of 2-out runs. Escobar with a triple, Jay with a double. 4-0 KC. for T-Mobile's Hats Off for Heroes, and Mike Moustakas often takes his hat off for military heroes and their families. Jason Hamill pitching with a 4-0 lead, gets out number 1 in the 3rd inning on 1 pitch. And Moustakas' home run derby jersey from last year will be auctioned off at this year's Diamond of Dreams, which will benefit military families who have lost loved ones. The Fisher House, which is the primary charity of this year's Diamond of Dreams.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing what all they have there and making some donations. You know, Hamill, he'll take that early count out. And that was perfect. Keep him in the game longer, keep the pitch count down. That's just 30th pitch there. Continuing to be successful as he's getting some run support, getting backed.
That is to the gap in left center field. Marcus Semien has a 1-out double. Here's a little more information on Diamond of Dreams. And the Royals have some very unique auction items, including dinner for 8 in a suite with Dayton Moore, dinner with Monty Jeff Montgomery at his home with a personal chef, a meet and greet with Whit Merrifield. You can get your haircut from the Royals team barber, the same barber, DeJuan Bonds, who created the Haas haircut, and many other great items.
Man, I would much prefer Tina's cooking over a chef at Monty's house. She's a great cook.
Yeah, what's her specialty?
Monty told me she's fantastic. You know, they raised all those boys, those girls. They got. So I just threw that out there, Tina. I hope you don't get upset at me, but keep trying to.
Good job, by the way, Tina, raising all those boys and those girls.
And doing a good job being a mom.
What are their names again?
Cooking. It's important for a family like that. I barely know my kids' names.
1-1 on Matt Joyce. Slide out to center field in the 1st inning. One and 2.
It's been a big reason why Hamill's had 2 wins on the road, getting ahead. And this doesn't hurt either. When you execute your pitches when you have to, with runners in scoring position at this level, that's the success you'll see. That's the bottom line. And again, didn't Ned Yost spend some time today talking about how easy these players make this game look, and that we watch it day after day and think, wow, you know what's, why couldn't he make that play, or why couldn't he execute that pitch? Why couldn't he hit that one? It's because these guys are the best in the world. And they practice, and they work hard, and they try to execute. And it's not an exact science. Baseball is very frustrating, tough game to play.
Strikes out Matt Joyce. That is his first of the day. That keeps Semien at second base, and now 2 down.
Nicely done. Breaking ball, top part of the strike zone. Now, you know, that's some of the pitches that we've seen from him that he's executing in the top of the zone. That little slider breaking ball is meant to finish at the bottom, but in his successful last 2 outings, he's been able to get him to swing and miss at the top. However you can get the job done, just do it.
A little bit outside to Jed Lowry. He went the other way and singled to left against Hamill in the 1st inning. the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marcus Semien doubled with 1 out. The A's have not had their leadoff man on yet. They got a 2-out single in the first, a 1-out single in the second, and a 1-out double in the third. Two and 1.
Big test here for Hamill.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Lowry, tough out. That pitch was down, and Lowry golfs it to right field. Here comes Semien around third. He will beat the throw, and Jed Lowry adds to his team-leading RBI total. That is number 41.
Yep, no doubt about it. Lowry, 302 hitter, coming into this one with him loaded, or excuse me, with a runner in scoring position. 84. That's not a mistake at all. That's just great hit. That pitch was 4 inches below the strike zone. Kind of like Salvi's double he hit. That's a clutch hit there.
And the A's have been very good in this most clutch situation. Only the Red Sox hit better with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Fouled away by Chris Davis. So the A's put an end to Hamill's consecutive inning scoreless streak. It was 11 1/3, and then 2 more innings today. So he had actually tied Corey Kluber for the longest current streak in the league, but now the A's have snapped that in the third.
It's impressive, especially in this league with the designated hitter.
0-2 on Davis. He flied out to center field in the first inning.
You got to face a hitter like Chris Davis in the National League. You face a pitcher. Big difference. And big difference in the strategy.
And now Davis is nailed with an 0-2 pitch. Not what he wanted, and not what Hamill wanted.
Just his 3rd batter he's clipped this year, and he missed.
So that brings the tying run to the plate, and that tying run is Matt Olson, who has 3 home runs in his previous 2 games, including 2 last night. Backdoor slider for a strike. One on Olson. I'm kind of wondering, who does Olson remind us of? Very unique hand position.
A comparable.
2 balls, 1 strike, and Dave Holtzman just brought up Paul O'Neill, and I remember Paul O'Neill at the point of his career, he wouldn't probably hold his hands out as long as Olson did, but he left-hand batter, put his hands way out over the plate. Albert Bell's a right-hand batter, used to hang his hands right out over the plate until the pitch came in.
Yeah, I can see that. I played against both those guys. I can see that. Now, talking with Matty Williams before the game today, he said he reminds him of Paul Goldschmidt. And I think what he meant was at first base, right-handed first baseman. Goldschmidt, he's got a couple of gold gloves, I believe. I don't know how many. Maybe Holtz can look that up for me. But you see a lot of first basemen, right-handed first basemen that are gold glove winners. So 1 out away. Goldschmidt has 3 gold gloves. But I can see that as a hitter.
So 3-2, 2 outs. The runners will be going. We'll do it again.
Took a chance, 92 right down the middle. Olson's taking a deep breath and exhaling, saying, man, that was my pitch. But he's doing a good job of not showing any outward emotion of disgust.
Runners take off again, and Olson hits it in the air to center field. Now Monte is back, and he's got room, and that's the inning. So the A's get 1 on the Lowry single. To the bottom of the 3rd, Moustakas, Perez, and Soler coming up. Senior at Blue Valley Northwest High School, and he recently earned his Eagle Scout rank from Troop 10. His Eagle Scout project involves collecting softball and baseball equipment donations on behalf of the Royals Urban Youth Academy, and his project collected over $10,000 worth of bats, gloves, gear, and a new softball pitching machine. He's sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at today's game.
Wow, that's pretty clever, Wyatt. Good job, buddy. Way to help out.
Mike Moustakas with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out in the 1st inning, struck out. That was a huge out for Cahill. But then Salvador Perez touched Cahill for a 2-run double. And then in the 2nd inning, Escobar and Jay drove in runs. Moustakas wouldn't go for it. 3-1. Base hit through the overshift. Moustakas is on to begin the bottom of the third.
That's called finding a hole. Can't sneak a piece of cheese by a hungry moose, and there was an upper zone, strike zone pitch. Tried to sneak by him. Can't do it. Yep. Got him thinking, talking to himself. Can't get over that last hit that Salvi got to knock in 2 runs. In the first inning was beautiful. That ball was on a tee on a golf course. Looked like it was like he was on a, just yelling 4. Hit it right off the ground.
Pitch landed 2 feet in front of the home plate. Danny Coulombe begins to throw in the A's bullpen. This has not been the 2.25 ERA version of Trevor Cahill today. That is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And he is simply not giving in, for better or for worse, to hitters today. 2-1 curveball makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Makes it hard for a hitter to sit on a pitch today, even though the Royals have 4 runs, 7 hits. He is throwing any pitch at any count. And tied him up with a fastball that was just riding in on Salvi.
Yeah, watch his knuckles.
Foul tip and a strikeout, and that is 4 for Cahill. This weekend is MLB's Play Ball weekend to encourage widespread participation in the game as we celebrate and recognize parents, coaches, and youth baseball and softball players. For more information on each of the ways you can play, visit playball.org. Cahill struck out Soler in the first inning with a changeup. Soler tried to go the other way. Fastball's inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. You've been watching Soler this year. You know that he has just been wearing out left-hand pitching. And early on, he was pushing around righties too. And then the adjustment lately has been a lot of curveballs and sliders down and away. Here's a breaking ball up and away.
It's kind of like the beginning of the season when he was struggling with all those pitches. He's got to tell the league, he's got to tell them and the advanced scouts that are here for the next team to come in that they're going to face, that I'm going to lay off of those sliders. Got to lay off of them. Then they got to come to you. Something straight, because it's the pitch they can have better command with usually. But there's 79 right in the middle there. He'd like that one back.
And that's the key, laying off the pitch, not saying, no, you're going to throw that to me. I'm going to show you that I can hit that pitch.
Exactly.
Well, it's not. A lot of times it's not a hittable pitch. I don't care who's up at the plate.
Got to leave it alone.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Cahill's already averaging over 20 pitches per inning. And he only has 1 out in this 3rd inning. The Royals have been patient with him so far. So Soler, after swinging a couple pitches out of the strike zone, ends up with a walk. And the Royals have 2 on for Alex Gordon.
Yeah, nicely done. That's his 26th team leading walk.
Alex has 1 official plate appearance and 1 unofficial plate appearance today. He was at the plate in the 1st inning when Salvador Perez tried to steal 3rd and was gunned down to end the inning, and then he led off the 2nd and grounded out to Olsen at 1st. Low for ball 1. Alex has an 8-game hitting streak, and he's raised his batting average 29 points during that stretch. On the ground to Olsen. He'll turn, throw to 2nd for 1, and then Cahill. It wasn't pretty, but first base umpire Corey Blazer says that he had his foot on the bag in front of Alex. Ed Yost says hang on a second. For now, it's a 3-6-1 double play.
Look at that. That's not easy to do. Contorted his body, kept his foot on the base. It's out.
At the end of 3, the Royals lead 4-1.
Of golf's greatest players will be in St. Louis for the 100th PGA Championship. Tickets for Monday's opening day through Thursday's opening round are still available, but going fast. Visit PGAchampionship.com for tickets. Back here at the K, Royals holding on, looking with a nice little 3-run lead, 4-1 here, top of the 4th inning. But Alex Gordon, he tried the young man. We talked about how he's got good glove work. Well, how about the footwork? Look at that nice little spin move. I mean, in a heartbeat. That was a great feed to Simeon, the shortstop, and they completed the double play with Cahill straddled all over the base.
I think most people would agree that that is the hardest double play to turn. 3-6-1, and then you add in a right-hand throwing first baseman, and he has 2 choices on that ground ball. And you can speak to this. You can either go with the ground ball and turn, or keep your shoulders square with home plate and go to a full pivot. And it seems to me there are more throwing errors when the first baseman opens up into a pivot.
Right. The reason it's easier for a left-handed, he just shuffles and stays right there square to to the base and throws to it. But when you spin like that, you're going counterclockwise. That's really the motion that's going to take you and help make it an easier turn for you. But I tell you what, it was his footwork that made the play work. He got off the ground off both feet at the same time and spun, got his feet lined up to his target right where he wanted to throw. Perfectly done.
Leadoff walk to Matt Chapman. That's Hamill's first walk today. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Dustin Fowler with the runner at first base. Hamill got him on a pop out to short in the second inning. One ball, one strike. Well hit, deep, and foul. And when I say deep, I mean deep.
Wow, that ball was blasted out of a cannon.
And now he goes the other way. And Fowler runs well. It's also a very awkward double play. The Royals tried to go 5-6-3, and Moustakas had to try and hit a moving target with Escobar going to second.
Yeah, it is a little awkward, out of position now. But you know what, though, Escobar, his first move was to go get the ball, and then he goes, "Oh, that's right, I got to cover from second base." So Moose was able to get it to him on the run, but too much speed at first.
Now Piscotty hits it hard up the left field line. Fowler to third, and he will be held, but he goes through the stop sign. Salvi with a great pick, and Fowler is out at the plate. Gordon to Escobar to Perez.
You can't draw it up any better. Alex Gordon not taking any time at all. Escobar gets it and fires it. The pick was amazing, like you said, Ryan. That's not easy, a short hop pick with a catcher's glove, but he put it squarely in his glove, and Fowler, you are out. Give Alex Gordon, watch how quick he is with it. He doesn't take any time. That's the whole key. Cut down the time, you'll get the runner. I could watch those all day long, folks. Those are pretty fundamentally sound.
You were talking earlier about Mike Jerschele waiting until the last moment to decide whether to send the runner or not. Matt Williams just did the same thing, but Fowler didn't keep an eye on his third base coach.
And once you've already traveled that far past the base, just keep going. No need to hesitate. He hesitated a little bit, and we all know those who hesitate get thrown out. And that's what happened. Just a slight, oh, I missed the sign. Oh, okay, I better keep going. That's what it took. Got him. But that was well done. Loved Alex Gordon, the way he gets the ball to the cut or the relay man.
Maxwell with a little slicer to shallow left, and it drops in front of Alex with 2 outs. Piscotty was going on contact. So Maxwell drives in a run, and now it's 4-2.
Our Mo lottery replay shows you another good piece of hit, about 91 down at the bottom part of the zone. Wasn't a cookie, but he doinked it. Alex, slight hesitation to get the read. Just came up short.
On Marcus Semien. He doubled and scored last inning. Ooh, wow, that is being tied up, and it ate up Semien so bad he didn't know where the ball was, and by the time he realized it was in play, there was no chance. Merrifield goes to the bag to end the inning. The A's get 1, not 2, because of this play at home plate. Beauty.
I mean, platinum glove, that's the greatest ever. Check him out. He is all over the field, and he never stops. Every day we're going to see something special from this Gold Glover. Very special fielder. Look at the effort, the preparation, the skills that's involved with these daily actions. And he just had his 85th career assist on this play here, which was fantastic. Shuffle, get it to the relay man, and there's Salvador Perez with the tag. That's how you do it, and that's how you win ball games. Nicely done.
Abraham Almonte, followed by Ryan Goins and Alcides Escobar in the 4th inning. Almonte grounded out to Lowry at second. First time up. Now he's thinking about a bunt.
Love it. Bring the bunt back. Bring the hit and runs back. The little small ball that can help your team win games. Doesn't matter. It's all about scoring runs, however you can do it. Hit him over the fence, fine. But if you can't, manufacture. Get him on, get him over, get him in.
There was a long discussion about bunting in Ned Yost's office before today's game. And the discussion began in regard to why more hitters don't bunt to beat the shift. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It seems like in today's baseball that if you have a bunt situation and the hitter puts the bunt down, that's the easy thing to do. You know, taking the easy way out, you're giving up an out. And it's always an interesting debate whether sacrifice bunts are worth it or not. Almonte is down on strikes. That is 5 for Cahill. And Ned was just reminding everyone, being a former player, that bunting is not easy. And, you know, for most of us, we remember bunting pitchers about 5 tiers below the guys that major leaguers need to bunt against. And some guys practice all the time and they just never become a good bunter. Some guys don't have to practice that much. It just happens naturally. The good hand-eye coordination, have the ability to put the ball where they want to. But and then that was the second part of the conversation. You know, can you sell it to players like, say, a Gerard Dyson when he was young with the Royals, Terrence Gore? Can you sell it to them that if you bunt more, you're going to have a better career, you're going to make more money? Goins, first time up, bunted for a base hit. This time he got it too close to the mound. Cahill throws him out. So 2 down, and now Alcides Escobar is coming up. Winter is coming to Kauffman Stadium on June 19th as the Royals feature Game of Thrones night. Purchase a theme ticket to receive a special House Yost bobblehead featuring Ned on the Iron Throne. And you can purchase that theme ticket at royals.com/theme tickets.
Well, then after the bunting talk that Ned had, that's when it turned into the game's not that easy. It's not that easy just to sit there and try to push a bunt when a ball coming 95 and trying to get on top and get it down. And you know, unless the player has bunted his entire amateur career and moved on up to the pros, that's the player that has success at this level, like Goins. Goins, he's tried his second bunt already today because he did it growing up. He can do it naturally.
Royals are down in order in the 4th. Time for the showstopper, and this was a very touching moment yesterday. Danny Farquhar threw out the first pitch to teammate Nate Jones for the White Sox and the Brewers yesterday, and Farquhar nearly lost his life in the White Sox dugout earlier this year when he suffered a brain hemorrhage. Had he not been there, surrounded by teammates and medical staff, if that had happened at home, if it had happened in his sleep, if he had been out for a jog, completely different ending to that story. And he will pitch again, not this year, but doctors who, along with his White Sox teammates, were cheering him on behind the pitcher's mound in Chicago yesterday, believe that he will pitch again.
Quite a moment. That was refreshing to see he survived, and his family and everybody. Right where you want to execute that pitch there. Perfect spot. Center cut.
Matt Joyce has flied to center and struck out. Hamill has struck out 1 in 4 innings after striking out 10 of the free swinging Rangers on Sunday. Two and two.
Outs are outs. Hamill knows that. And sometimes your pitch count is less when you're pitching to contact and they're swinging into outs. Instead of having to strike them out, use more pitches.
Right to Almonte in center field. 1 down in the 5th inning.
This week, MLS Soccer Sunday is on FS1 as Sporting KC takes on Minnesota United. Catch all the action at 7:30 p.m. MLS Soccer Sunday on FS1 or stream it live on Fox Sports Go.
His FC Football Club.
It is.
Clever.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
I remember when they changed the name to Sporting Kansas City, and many people went, what is that? Now that would be a more typical name over in Europe, but now we're seeing a lot of other MLS teams following suit and using a little European flair with their team name.
It helps when you have a good organization, you have a good soccer team. That speaks volumes.
Formerly the Kansas City Wizards. Had a couple of run-scoring hits today where the hitter went down and almost picked the ball off the dirt. Salvador Perez on a low pitch hit a 2-run double in the 1st inning, and then Jed Lowry against Hamill in the 3rd went down and got one that was down and out of the strike zone. Lowry's driven in 41.
Yeah, his swing along with Salvi's, 2 really unbelievable swings. The balls that they're 5 inches off the ground. That's a good hit. That's handsy hit. You're not looking to drive the ball to the park. You just want to put it in play, knock in some runs. Getting back to the sporting conversation, I was in the store the other day and a gentleman came up to me and said, hey, I enjoyed Seth Sinovic the other day at up in the air with you with you guys. It was great. He brought a bunch of runs, didn't he? And he goes, I'm going out Sunday to watch him play. And I said, you like going out there? He said, yeah, it's a fun time.
Yep.
Good pitch.
Hamill strikes out his 2nd, and now 2 down in the 5th inning. It is time for our sprint trivia question. Prior to Chris Davis, name the last 5 players with back-to-back 40 home run seasons. What about Chris Davis? The other Chris Davis.
From Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh, correct. Oh. That's where I thought the trick question, or the trick part of the question, would be. There's always a little twist from our boys in the production truck.
Yeah, they're highly intelligent, no doubt.
1-1 on the A's Chris Davis, who is flied to center, and then he was hit by an 0-2 pitch in the 3rd. Bad swing, 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm guessing one of the guys out of Toronto, either Encarnacion or Bautista.
How about Donaldson? I think he was in there.
Back-to-back 40.
Oh, you mentioned Blue Jays. I thought of him.
Yeah, but I said Bautista or Encarnacion.
That's okay. Those could be good guesses. I would go with Encarnacion.
Well, we're in agreement. Encarnacion. Strike 2. Thanks for playing. Drive home safely. We'll see you tomorrow.
They're showing the Sandlot after the game. There's our Pepsi fan of the game dressed as Wendy Peppercorn from the Sandlot, and a lot of these You're Killing Me Smalls t-shirts all over Kauffman Stadium. We had a chance to, on the pregame show today, guys, have the director and narrator of that film, David Mickey Evans, and then also one of the actors, Brandon Adams, was also a guest. And there's the first pitch from David Mickey Evans' 25th anniversary year of that film. And I went through the clubhouse today just to talk to the guys. I said, Moose, did you see it? And he said, who didn't see that movie? So I asked all of them who their favorite characters were. Moose said his favorite character was Yeah. Alex Gordon said his was Benny the Jet. Kevin McCarthy said it was Smalls. You know, You're Killing Me, Smalls. And Brad Keller said his favorites were the catcher, Hamilton, a.k.a. the great Bambino, and he loved Squints. And Brad says that he's pretty sure he knows every line from that movie. A classic for sure.
It's outstanding. I love the pregame show, by the way. That was great to hear a diversion from the game, but these guys talking about the game in a different way and how they went about making the movie, and you know, some of the stunts that might have been done, and how they were kid actors, and you know, that's really an interesting part of it, Joe. I didn't know anything about.
Well, and I thought one of the really cool things too is that Brandon was born in Topeka. He moved away when he was 4 years old, still has some family around, but you know, he was the pitcher in the movie. And if you watch the movie back, you'll see that there was never a time where he wasn't wearing a Kansas City Monarchs hat. And the director said they're pretty sure that they gave him that because of his ties to this region and this area. And so he wore that hat all movie long, representing the Negro Leagues.
Guys also were talking about, tricking them, you know, and you trick them in baseball too, like I did for a long time. You trick them, Goldie, but that was really good stuff, man.
Merrifield doubled and scored in the Royals' 2-run first inning, and then Cahill struck him out in the second. Cahill starting to settle in after giving up 2 in the first and 2 in the second. He stranded a couple in the third. A 1, 2, 3, 4th, and now he's retired 6 of the last 7. He has struck out 6 today. That's a little bit high. This is Cahill's second turn with the A's. It was with Oakland, where he made a name for himself. He was their second-round pick 12 years ago, and that's timely with the draft a couple of days away. He was on his way to Dartmouth when the A's took him in the second round. And in his second big league season, he won 18 games. Witt is on with 1 out. It's the second time he's been hit in this series. He was just 22 years old when he won 18 games with the A's. He was the first 22-year-old to win 18 or more since Brett Saberhagen. He did that with the Royals, the '85 World Championship team, and then 2 or 3 years after that, Cahill had a tough time staying off the disabled list.
Yeah, but I'd say he made a pretty good decision turning pro. He's had since then with the D-backs, Braves, Cubs, Padres.
Witt's running. The A's pitch out, and Maxwell's throw is right on the money. Actually, it required a nice dig by Simeon, but Witt isn't going anywhere. He thinks he got either around or under the tag.
Wasn't a perfect throw. It was on the third base side of second. But the tag is what made the difference. See the left leg? He's in good position there to field. He's nearly straddling the bag. He's going to use some of his knee to block the base. Whitley went to the far side as he could, but he got thrown out. Maxwell coming in, throwing out 29% of runners. That's a good mark.
And they had a feeling he was going. They had a pitch out set up. One and 2 on Moustakas. He has struck out and singled.
It helps when you have a former big league catcher. 10 years he got in the show as a catcher, Bob Melvin. He's had a really strong arm. Mainly was a backup, but he had a nice career.
One-time Royal, Bob Melvin. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was completely overcast. Gray, windy, and slowly but surely the sun has burnt away the clouds, and now the sun is in and out of the clouds, and it's turned out to be a mostly sunny day. And boy, was the wind blowing around 5 a.m.
Yeah, a lot of racket.
Three and two.
Yeah, you know, when the storm comes, I've noticed look ahead because we got some umbrellas that are out in the backyard. The umbrellas, if you don't tie those down or put them up underneath, those become projectiles, and it breaks the umbrella and breaks other things. I'm learning. Got to take care of that stuff. That was a busy storm. Look, here comes Bob, and Moose will take the walk.
So Cahill had retired 6 of 7, but now a hit batter and a walk. He's at 93 pitches in 4 2/3. That's a lot. So Chevy called to the bullpen, and it's Emilio Pagan for a second straight game. ERA, but he gave up 2 in the first inning, 2 more in the second. In the first, with 2 on and 1 out, Salvador Perez hit a good pitch and drove in John Jay and Whit Merrifield.
Sure did, man. That was nicely done and gave Hamill a nice little cushion. Salvi continuing to rake in June.
Emilio Pagan. He pitched the 9th inning in relief of Frankie Montas, who was outstanding with 8 scoreless innings. Pagan struck out 2 in a scoreless 9th inning. Salvi always ready for the first pitch. About 1/4 of his plate appearances last only 1 pitch. That's the highest percentage in the major leagues. And the league is well aware of that. If you're going to throw Salvador Perez a first pitch strike, you better be very careful.
Better be secondary, just like that slider. Pagan just threw him. Hit him.
Nicked him on the elbow. So 2 hit batters and a walk. And because of the caught stealing, there's 2 on with 2 out, and now Pagan will get Jorge Soler.
Salvi wasn't very interested in getting out of the way. Just nicked his pad. You could see it. You could hear it too, barely. Pagan, fastball, low to mid 90s, maybe 96. Does a pretty good job of throwing strikes both sides of the plate. No lead is safe against a home run hitting team. Oakland A's get us all you can get with 2 outs.
Soler had a good rip at a fastball. He is struck out and walked. Royals have 1 hit since scoring 2 runs in the 2nd inning. They've had plenty of base runners thanks to walks and hit batters, but only 1 hit. And now Soler was giving ground as that breaking ball bent in for a strike. Soler talks it over with Gary Cederstrom, thinking that maybe that pitch was inside. slider struck him out. So we've played 5 at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals lead the A's 4-2. The defensive play of the game. And as we look at Jason Hamill's Pizza Ranch pitching line, it's the difference between Hamill allowing 2 and 3 runs. He'll get Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, and Dustin Fowler in the 6th inning. The A's have done a good job so far of avoiding strikeouts. Curveball is low. Olson has popped out to Moustakas, who went running into left center field to make the play, and he's flied out to center field.
Well, you know, just going back to the Rangers, there's free swinging team, strikeouts, but it takes more pitches. He threw 102 pitches, Hamill did, in just 5 1/3 his last outing. Okay, he's 84 now. He's pitching to contact. He's able to stay in the game longer. Strikeouts are pretty and they're fancy and they look good, but you're able to be a little bit more efficient when you pitch to contact like he's doing.
And the strikeouts for the most part have been down this year, way down in his first 9 starts, and then started to improve those numbers in his starts against St. Louis and Texas on the last trip. Last year he averaged almost 8 strikeouts for 9 innings.
Yep. Price Chopper Royals Live pregame show today. Monty was talking about this time of year. Hamill kind of turned it around last year and started moving in the right direction. He's been able to having to make some adjustments like he did last season, where he adjusted his lower half. He had to do some more adjusting to his lower half, getting out over the front side and finishing his pitches. He wasn't. They were staying up in the zone and getting whacked.
That is his 2nd walk. Matt Chapman was his 1st walk, and Chapman also has a single.
Chapman, he's put together. He is strong. Got a chance to meet him and shake his hand earlier before the game today. No BP sometimes allows the players a little bit more freedom. You can get to him. And Chapman, I asked him if he's always been blessed with that powerful, strong arm. And he said, you know what, that has a lot to do with it. But I got stronger by playing long toss. You know, it's not when you throw your first through warm-up pitch or tosses in the outfield, you know, you're not too far away. Then each throw you move back another 5 steps, another 5 steps, another 5 steps, until finally you're all the way out there. You're throwing high and far, not on the line, high and far to stretch out your arm and make it stronger. So a lot of young players want to know, do I have to lift weights? What do I got to do to get a stronger arm? Nuh-uh. Just do like Chapman did and play long toss. You have to throw to be strong. Let's check him out. Look at this throw here from the dugout. Unbelievable. Got him by a full step, a speedy runner. You want to bunt on him? Better think twice. Look at the angle. He stays on top with his throwing arm. That develops the best and straightest way to get the ball across the diamond. And from third base, that's a long throw.
He is down on strikes. That's Hamill's third.
All right. It'll fool you. He got him there, 84. Chapman, you got to go.
One on, one out to Dustin Fowler. Fowler has popped out and he's reached on a fielder's choice. And then he was the runner that was thrown out by Alex Gordon and Alcides Escobar in the 4th inning. 1-1.
You know, too, along with Hamill's success, we're talking about him, how he's getting the outs and he's executing his pitches. He's finishing pitches on his front leg out in front. That's using that downhill angle at his height, 6'6". But another thing that's noticeable is his tempo. He's got a good tempo now. He's getting the ball and throwing it. He's not posturing or walking around the mound like he was the first 6, 7 starts of the year. And it was too long. The defense wasn't on their toes and the game wasn't moving. That's a big part of a pitcher's repertoire, his tempo.
Three and one. And now at 96 pitches with one down in the 6th inning, so they'll begin to move around in the Royals bullpen. There's Kevin McCarthy. Three and two. Hit hard to center field. Almonte is there. 2 down.
Parents, our annual Kids Run the Show event is back at the K. Submit your child's audition for a chance to help run the Royals game on Sunday, July 8th. Positions include junior K crew member, junior grounds crew member, and many more. Head to royals.com/kids. Run the show for more information. It's a lot of fun. You see the future. And that smile right there, that's right. Have mommy sign you up.
Piscotty doubled in the 4th inning up the left field line, which resulted in that Gordon to Escobar to Perez out at the plate. He is 1 for 2. having played for the Cardinals before being traded to the A's, he saw quite a bit of Jason Hamill. Both he and Chris Davis when Davis was with the Brewers. Otherwise, most of the lineup hasn't seen a whole lot of Hamill. That's belted to left field. Alex is there. So Hamill gets around the leadoff walk. And he's only given up 2 in 6 innings. The Royals lead 4-2.
Fans, get your themed ticket now for K-State Night on Friday, June 15th, presented by Rally House and FSKC. Cheer on your 2 favorite teams with an exclusive Royals cap featuring the Power Cat logo and colors. Redeem your hat at Gate A with your themed ticket at 5:30 before the Royals take on the Stros. That's Astros.
Danny Coulombe is Chevy called to the bullpen, the only lefty in the A's bullpen, with Gordon, Almonte, and Goins coming up.
22 strikeouts in 18 2/3. He's a finesse guy. He'll work you 88 to 92. Not an overpowering guy. Curveball, changeup.
One and one on Alex. He is leading off our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Danielle Shirley from Greenwood. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Danielle wins $1,000. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Danielle wins 25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
Where might be Greenwood?
I don't know. I live in Jackson County.
I'm still learning the area.
Greenwood is just east of Lee Summit.
Thank you.
South and east of Lee Summit. Two and two on Alex. You never been to Greenwood before?
I'm sure I've been through it. Yeah.
If you'd been there, you've known, because you'd have gotten a speeding ticket.
Well, no, I actually got pulled over and I was going way over the speed limit, and they saw who I was and they said, you're Ryan Lefevre's partner up on the broadcast, aren't you? I said, yes, sir. He says, well, be careful on the way home. Have a nice day. You got popped. You got pulled there.
Yeah, I don't think you're in Greenwood, Hud, if that's what happened.
Maybe it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it was in that side of town, I think.
Chapman. I can't quite get there.
Impossible. Plus, he had to deal with the sun. That would have been a freakish play if he could have got to that. But anyway, Alex Gordon, right idea. 184 average against a left-hander. He's not going to pull him, especially in this situation here, unless he gives him a cookie. 3-2. Think left field. Set that table up and get some insurance runs in here for the rest of the pin this afternoon. Big game here in order to get the series. Oh, and by the way, he does have a hitting streak he'd like to keep extending.
He'll take a leadoff walk.
10th on the year for Alex.
And now Monte will switch over to the right side in our Sonic Slam inning. He's the money man for the Royals this year. Whether he's hitting a home run, a grand slam, or a triple, those are worth $1,000.
Well, one of his 3 home runs is off a lefty. Maybe he could jump one.
So his other 2 are against righties.
Must be.
Look at that. He's been worth $27,800 this year. Just for the Sonic Slam inning, and then he had the triple last night. That was worth another $1,000.
Yeah, it's still early in the year.
One ball, 1 strike.
Playing him straight up. I mean, you can't play a hitter any straighter up. Infield and outfield.
One and 2. That looked like a guess there, and he guessed wrong.
Sure was.
Also, that I don't know if this affects a hit or not, but the shadows were changing. It was bright sunlight, and a sun passed by, and it went from bright to in the shade as that pitch was coming in.
Has effect.
Well, it's really turned out to be a nice day.
Oh, it's just a spectacular day. It's a beautiful ballpark. 2 strikes. Look out over and find a hole. Keep the line moving.
2-2. It is 78 degrees at the moment. And the high today is only supposed to be 82. And I've heard it's not going to get any hotter than that the rest of the summer. Can you believe that?
No. I wish. That guy, he's happy. He's content. See if Almonte can hit one to him.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's it. Don't put the pressure on the umpire to call you out. Anything close, be hacking. Because sometimes if you don't hack, he'll send you back.
Wow, look at those skills.
That's full cheeseburger.
Put away Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly got him a cheeseburger. How come we don't get a cheeseburger?
That is the full cheeseburger. Everything on it.
He's too busy shooting the game.
So you know something's going to happen right here.
3-2 on Almonte.
That's a good hold at first base by Alex, by the way. Look at Kelly, he's got. They left it for him for in between innings. I could eat one.
That looked good.
I could eat one right now, believe it.
Almonte is down on strikes. It's been very slow moving the last few innings for the Royals on offense. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks, and a lot of hit batters. That was the 7th straight non-contact plate appearance for the Royals. Last inning, strikeout, hit batter, walk, hit batter, caught stealing, strikeout, now walk, strikeout.
Haven't heard a loud noise. Coulombe's looking pretty good. At least he did against Almonte.
Eight of the last 10 plate appearances have been non-contact. Goins twice put down a bunt against Cahill. One successfully for a hit. The other one he bunted back to Cahill. We were talking about bunting right before he put his second bunt down, and I think if you want to get a hitter to bunt more, you have to convince him that if he bunts and makes an out, that was not a waste. I think some guys are like, well, wow, man, what did I do that for? I made an out. You know?
Well, there's an advantage to that.
You don't have the same feeling when they, and when I say they, just some hitters, not all hitters, when they swing and make an out. And I think if you want to become a good bunter, you have to recognize that if you make an out laying a bunt down, that's not a waste.
No, and one of the reasons why is that'll go in the reports, and the next team you play, they'll see that and he'll bunt. So the corner come in, both corners comes in, opens up a lane for you to sneak a ball by him. It increases your chances of getting a hit when you swing.
He went around. Goins turns and goes, what? So he'll walk away to try and cool down. And the call was not made by the home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom. It was made by the third base umpire Eric Cooper, and you can see why Goins was upset.
Yep, you know, and he used his body, Goins did, to check his swing. A lot of times hitters just use their hands, and it puts a lot of pressure on those hands to stop that bat in mid-swing. It can cause some injuries, so he used his body there to help it, but didn't get the call. Goins hasn't had a lot of opportunities against left-handers this season. This is just his 13th at bat.
Down on strikes, and that is 2 for Coulombe.
MLB At Bat, your #1 Royals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Royals home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Escobar has an RBI triple, and he has scored a run. Biggest play right now in the game, I think, involves Goins. And when he was called out on his bunt in the second inning, the Royals challenged, and the call was reversed. Had it not been reversed, it would have been a 1-2-3 inning over. But here's Ryan Goins digging up the line. And after it was overturned, he was at first. Escobar tripled him home, and then Escobar scored on a double by John Jay. So that challenge got the Royals 2 runs, and it's a 2-run game.
It was a special inning. And I don't know if you noticed, Goins, when he crossed first base, when he hit it with his foot, his body was leaning forward like a track star would be at the tape. And that's important when it comes to getting a call from an umpire. When you're in an amateur game and you don't have the use of replay, you lean forward. When you hit that bag, it looks like you got there quicker. Esky, he was swinging for the downs. He had to shorten it up a little bit. Keep the line moving. Now he'd like to do what he did that last time. We were talking about the inning with 2 outs. Hit a gapper.
Saw Jason Hamill in the Royals dugout. He had a towel wrapped around his arm, which pitchers will do to keep that arm warm in between innings. And was having a drink of water. Is he coming back out?
I think so. It's his game. Talking net into staying in. We'll see.
Three and 2 on Escobar.
Coulomb doing a nice job of mixing his pitches. 5'10", 185 pounds. He's not your typical power reliever coming out of the bullpen. He's a finesse. He's going 87, 88, 92. You know, fastball, curve change, mixing all 3 of them up. Doesn't let any hitter or any particular pitch for that hitter to sit on.
Gordon at first will be running. And Escobar pops it up. Right center field. Slicing over to Piscotty, and that's the inning. Coulomb works around the leadoff double. And we head to the 7th inning. It is 4-2 Royals. Game summary. This is Salvador Perez in the first inning, driving in 2 to give the Royals a 2-0 lead. The Royals added 2 more in the second. Jason Hamill so far has gone 6 innings. He has given up 2 runs on 6 hits. He is right at 100 pitches. The last 2 outs of the 6th inning were hit hard. Fowler and Piscotty both lined to the outfield. And Ned Yost has been looking for a game when he can give his bullpen some sort of a break, and will try and squeeze either another inning or maybe just another hitter out of Hamill here in the 7th. 2-0 on Maxwell. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Kevin McCarthy started warming up last inning. That was after Hamill walked Matt Olson to begin the inning, but then Hamill got a strikeout and the 2 lineouts. Oh. 3-0.
Find a way to get back into the count here. He won't stay in much longer. Last 2 hitters lined out 102 and 106 miles an hour off him. All right, it's a good spot. See if he can stay there, begin to pop it up.
Deep center field, and Almonte at the wall, and it's over the wall. And that is home run number 1 for Bruce Maxwell. And here comes Ned Yost.
He barreled it and squared it middle. Easy swing, snuck over.
Hamill departs with the lead 4-3. Here comes Kevin McCarthy. Live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. Well, Ned Yost gave Jason Hamill a chance to go back out for the 7th. Gave up those 2 lineouts to the outfield to end the 6th. And he allows a home run to Bruce Maxwell. So Kevin McCarthy still ends up with essentially a clean inning. He comes on with nobody on, nobody out.
Yep, McCarthy's been good. 233 opponent average.
Simeon lines out to Escobar. He is 1 for 4.
Last 4 Oakland A's hitters have not missed on a Royals pitch. I mean, 100 plus, every one of them. McCarthy, hard, heavy sinker. Sinker, slider, change, curve.
Mark Canha, who took over in left field for Matt Joyce in the 5th inning. That's for the first time. He singled and scored in the A's 7-run ninth inning last night. Coming on late. Three and 0.
It's going to be tough. Oakland, you know, it's just the second time the Royals have seen them. We've seen them. They're good. They have a well-balanced offensive attack, and if you can hold them in this one to finish it off, cool. You've done something. Let's see. Got to execute some pitches.
That's a 1-out walk to Canna. McCarthy last pitched on Wednesday and got his 4th win, pitching an inning and a third against the Twins. This is his 11th appearance at home. His previous 10 have been scoreless. Ball one outside to Jed Lowry. One ball, one strike.
Okay, you want some action on the changeup. There you go. Good spot. That's where you want to keep it on any hitter.
Two and one.
How about, did his former teammate Ryan Braun do that? 40 seasons back to back. We gotta get one of them.
We have 2 strikes.
I know, but I'm just talking to you, giving you a name.
Look out. Almonte makes the play.
It's all right, Alex. He yielded. He heard Almonte at the last minute.
Well, I'm thinking Jose Bautista. Just thinking about some names here. Alex Rodriguez, Ryan Howard.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Chris Davis had back-to-back 40 home run seasons. Canada's back in time. That was a strike to Davis.
Look at Whitley using Moustakas' glove, the community glove over there at first base. Slap the tag on him. You know, Moose himself has not used that glove at first base. Salvi, we saw Salvi wearing it when he got his first base start the other day. Whitley's used it 2 or 3 times. Moose said it's a comfortable feeling glove, and that's what you want. Something you can just play catch with.
Escobar charges. The play is to first, and it's in time to get Davis. Maxwell homers. It was 4-0 Royals at one point. Now it's 4-3. Royals as they come up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Prior to Chris Davis, the last 5 with back-to-back 40 home run seasons were 0 for 2.
I like our chances today.
What about Jose Bautista? That is 1.
By the way, only 4 more with 1 strike left. No pressure.
You feeling good about Ryan Braun?
No. I feel I'd like to use him, but yeah, let's try him. Let's try Ryan Braun.
Is it Ryan Braun? Strike 3.
We lose.
The other ones I was thinking about were David Ortiz, Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, Nelson Cruz.
What the heck? Well, Cabrera.
Curtis Granderson. I don't think ever would have gotten that one. Fowler makes the play. So John Jay is 2 out of 4 one day after losing a 12-game hitting streak.
You know, they can make it tough on us if they really want to. That was not easy. 5. I mean, how about letting us name 3 of the 5?
Nelson Cruz did that with the Orioles and then the Mariners. Nolan Arenado. Good job, guys. Gregorio Petit throws a strike to Merrifield. Witt has a double, a run scored, a strikeout, and he's been hit by a pitch. Oh, and 2.
Okay, Witt's battling now. He's got a lot of fans that got his 2-hit Witt bobblehead, and they're waiting patiently. It's not a given that every time Witt gets 2 hits, but today especially, gotta happen.
3-pitch strikeout.
Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Petit, 86/92. He's got an excellent cut fastball. Active both sides of the plate, uses them effectively, curve and change. Multiple inning guy. He can go 2, 3 innings. He's been a positive contributor for Bob Melvin in his pen. Veteran. 6'1", 255.
And he paid his dues. He's pitched parts of 11 minor league seasons with several organizations. And then he made some news in 2013. He was 1 strike away from a perfect game pitching for the Giants against the Diamondbacks. And Eric Chavez, former A's great who was playing for Arizona, singled. 1 strike away from a perfect game. He became the 12th pitcher in Major League history to lose a perfect game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Up into the sun.
Good job.
And Piscotty is having a little bit of trouble, but he's able to make the play. And we go to the 8th inning. The Royals lead 4-3.
lead. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. A little different than the 16-0 loss last night.
Yeah, you're right about that. One of the few sports where a team can play another team after getting knocked out of the water the night before. The same team the next day. Now you're in a situation where you can win a ball game. Jason Hamill, a lot to do with that now. Maybe the bullpen hold this lead.
All right, we'll have it all for you on Boulevard Royals Live. And just so you know, you talked about it earlier, his wife Tina, her main dish is the cedar planked salmon with lemon and dill. His kids' names are Ashley, Connor, Spencer, and Katie. You should come over sometime.
Goldie, I would if Monty invited me, not you.
Well, so that's not going to happen.
I know. So I love cedar plank salmon, and believe me, anybody else that buys the auction, they're going to like to just be at the Montgomery house now, even though it's going to be catered.
Well, you don't have to buy the auction, just bid on that one item.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Tim Hill, come on, counting on you. Shut him down. Hold that 8th inning. Good stuff. Hard sinking fastball, slider change. Big position for a young rookie to have, and he can do it. He's beat colon cancer. He can pitch in the 8th inning, believe it. He's not afraid.
Fouled away. It is McCarthy and Hill again. And that was the combination that finally settled things down in that wild game on Wednesday against Minnesota. Remember, the Royals had a 9-0 lead after 2 innings. Minnesota made it 9-8. And Olsen, against a tough lefty, goes the other way. McCarthy came on after Maxwell homered against Hamill in the 7th inning and finished off that inning without allowing a run. And now Hill allows a leadoff single to Olsen.
Yep, that was elevated. And if it's down below the knees, he hits a ground ball to Escobar. Just elevation a little bit there. Got him.
Matt Chapman takes ball 1. He's been on with a single and a walk. Off the plate, Goins charges, short hops, nice play.
Ooh, even though that was the degree of difficulty was very difficult for Goins, this is the big leagues. This time of game with a 1-run lead, that play's got to be made, and it was. Tremendous job of using your hands here. Short hop pitch, throwing on the dead run. Nicely done. Not easy, but he's a big leaguer. Big out. That's called throwing across your body.
Another left-hand batter is scheduled to come up, and Dustin Fowler, but Bob Melvin knows that Kelvin Herrera looms in the 9th inning, so this is his best chance to tie the game. So he'll send a right-hand hitter up there, Chad Pinder, who played at shortstop last night. And in the A's 16-0 victory, Pinder went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
And he's 0 for 3 off the bench for Melvin as a pinch hitter.
Back through the middle and a base hit into center field. So he gets his first hit off the bench. He gets his first hit of the series. And after a 4-0 Royals lead, the A's tie the game in the 8th inning.
This is clutch early on too. That's the best time if you're a pinch hitter. Get in the game, swing at the first pitch, and he did right up the middle. Good play, almost made the play. If he makes the play, oh, that's a whole difference maker. Tough comebacker. Clutch knock.
Stephen Piscotty takes a strike. He is 1 for 3 with a 4th inning double, and he came around to score. One of his outs was hit well over 100 miles an hour in a line out to Alex Gordon. 1-1. To Escobar, backhands, hurries his throw, and he still gets Piscotty.
Tough chance. Want to catch it in the pocket. Don't always happen. Hit him in the palm. Little short hop. Did a nice job. But watch him shuffle those feet and get himself into good position where he could get something on that throw across the diamond for another big out.
And another pinch hitter, Jonathan Lucroy, is going to bat for Maxwell. So Bob Melvin has emptied his bench. Maxwell is a left-hand batter. His home run is a key hit for the A's today. Maxwell, I'm talking about. Probably something that Ned Yost will be asked about after the game. Here's the home run at 100 pitches and a couple of lineouts to end the 6th inning. And with Kevin McCarthy ready in the bullpen, it looked like McCarthy was going to come in for the 7th, but I'm sure Ned is just looking for any opportunity to take some of the strain off of his bullpen. And so Hamill went back out in the 7th, and Maxwell homered against him to make it a 1-run game, and then McCarthy came in. And now the A's have tied it in the 8th inning. Lucroy had 3 hits last night, and that was career hit 999, 1,000, and 1,001. In the bottom of the 8th, the Royals have Salvador Perez, Jorge Soler, and Alex Gordon coming up. Little bit inside. Chad Pinder coming off the bench, singled home Olsen to tie the game here in the 8th. And that's about all Lucroy could do with that pitch.
Yep, he was already committed. He's just followed through with his swing. Hill with a sinking fastball, slider, change. See which one he tries to get him by him here.
Another foul ball.
Lucroy, he's up there hacking, and he knows exactly what he's there for. Not to be taking a walk.
He's a .265 hitter overall, but .345 with a runner in scoring position. And another foul ball. He has fouled off 5 in this at bat. Six foul balls.
Working him. Hill's trying to get him out in and away. Royals outfield has got him playing to right field in the opposite field and shallow in case there's a base hit.
Make it 7. So this will be the 12th pitch.
King Richard says finish him.
Out to Escobar. The A's tie it with 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. 4, 5, 6 hitters are coming up in a tie game. History with the Bo Jackson Flex Plan. This plan gives you the ultimate flexibility with 16 ticket vouchers to use during the remainder of the season. Download the MLB Ballpark app to pick and choose which remaining games you want to attend. And for more information on the Bo Jackson Flex Plan, go to Royals.com/Bo. Salvador Perez deep to center field. Canna on the track and makes the play, bumping into the wall. And Mark Canna had just moved from left field to center.
Oh man, 410-foot shot. Canna exhales as he got to it. I thought it had a chance. He tried an 87-mile-an-hour sinker. It almost sunk in the right place, but right in his glove.
Strike called on Soler, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. Lucroy stays in the game at catcher. 1-2 on Soler. The Royals scored 2 in the first inning on a double by Salvador Perez, and then Escobar and John Jay drove in runs in the second. The Royals led 4-0. They have not scored since, and the A's, with a lot of single runs, have tied it. How about this one? Deep left field. Soler puts the Royals back out in front.
So timely. Salvi couldn't do it, but Soler picks him up on the line. Off-speed pitch by Petit. And he reached out with those long arms, 78 on the outer half. That's where you get the extension. Look at the beautiful swing, nice follow through. And Soler comes through with his 9th home run, big time.
You know, he has the power to hit one off the Hall of Fame in left field, or maybe to the roof, who knows. But that right there shows you how strong he is.
No doubt.
Reaching and off balance on a pitch outside, and he hit it into a crosswind, by the way. The wind is blowing, and at a pretty good clip right now from left to right.
Okay, exit velo's nice, and 393 is the key, just enough. Soft step with his front foot, reaching out. Ooh, man, I'll tell you what, that's nicely done and timely as Herrera continues to warm in the Royals pen.
And he'll get the top of the A's order in the 9th. Alex tried to bunt his way on, and he was part of that bunting discussion in Ned Yost's office before the game earlier today. And Alex trying to bunt and move to first base at the same time. Now he pulls it on the ground to Olsen, who gets it to Petit, and there are 2 down. Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler with Joel Goldberg and Jeff Montgomery. Director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren. Associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and the producer of Royals Live is Casey Carter. Almonte is 0 for 3 today. Look out. It's the second time in Jorge Soler's career that he's hit a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later. Because I know you were wondering about that.
I was, because that, you know, clutch homers are hard to get. Those aren't easy when the opponents know you're looking to yank one out of the yard. And that wasn't a mistake. Pitch by Petit.
Same thing, Gordon and Almonte. On the move a little too soon before getting the bunt down.
It's all about timing.
Up the left field line, a long run for Pinder, and he's there to end the inning. So Soler puts the Royals in front. And now it's Kelvin Herrera. He'll get the top of the A's order with the Royals leading 5-4.
Unbelievable timing for this nice home run. His 9th on the year. You gotta like it. Reaching out over the plate, long arms extended, lower half strong. That's what he's wanting to do right there, especially with Herrera getting loose in the pin. He would have came out regardless. Nicely done with some Soler power. Now, he didn't hit that in the Soler system, but that was good enough.
Well, we're in the Soler system, Hud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean out of?
We're not starting that conversation again, are we?
No, let's not.
Okay.
Let's focus on Herrera here.
Okay.
205 opponent average, 18 strikeouts. How many walks? None. Challenge the hitters. Great stuff. Fastball, slider change. Goes right at the hitters on the corners.
Lowest ERA in the American League with at least 20 innings. 3rd best in the majors. That is inside on Simeon. 1 ball, 1 strike. And of those 30 consecutive innings without a walk going back to last year, the Royals record, Doug Bird in 1976 went 44 consecutive innings. 1-2 on Simeon.
Do you call that stepping in the bucket?
Yes.
Okay.
And if he keeps swinging like that, he's going to kick the bucket.
Yeah, because but facing Herrera, he'll make you look like that. You got to look fastball. There's no doubt about it. When he throws Uncle Charlie or a little slider, it'll make you step in the bucket. It's not actually Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie's a term used for the curve. Charlie, curve. Sliders almost like that, especially when it's thrown at 88 to 90 miles an hour out of Herrera's arm.
Fastball that was sinking on Simeon. 1 down in the 9th inning.
Get that sinking action by 2 seams or 2 fingers on top of the 2 seams, a little bit of pressure and a lot of experience throwing it.
Canna bats for the 2nd time. 98 miles an hour. He didn't pick that ball up out of Herrera's hand. He walked in the 7th inning. Came on for Matt Joyce, who ended up leaving the game because of lower back stiffness. On the ground to Escobar, who backhands, sets his feet. 2 down. $24,533 are here today. And what began as a cloudy day, kind of symbolic carryover of last night when the A's beat the Royals 16-0. Now the sun is shining on the fans and the Royals with a 5-4 lead with 2 down in the 9th inning, and now it's Herrera and Jed Lowry. A little bit high for ball 1.
And a chance to get another series win if they can get this out.
Sounds like more than 24,000 here today.
Getting goosebumps just hearing it. I meant a series win tomorrow, not today, but they need to win today to get that tomorrow. Herrera's coming after it. Great sight.
2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Chris Davis is on deck. That'd be a heck of a matchup. Not that we want to see it. Herrera and Davis. The A's want him to come to the plate. He would represent the go-ahead run. And Lowry hits it well to left field, but Alex is there, and that's the game. So the Royals led early 4-0. The A's slowly came back and tied the game in the 8th, and then Jorge Soler's home run in the bottom of the 8th with the Royals in front, 5-4.
But we need Herrera. El Toro! Ole! And a little bit of hip Jorge Soler with a beautiful bomb. I'll tell you what, though, this is a well-played game. Royals offense looked good. Scoring runs with 2 outs, you know, having some bunt base hits, a little bit of power sprinkled in. How about the defense? The defense continues to play brilliantly. It's unbelievable to watch them play on a daily basis. And this crowd, as big as it was, seemed like there was 40,000 here. They're saying, all right, fellas, way to go. Way to help the fans leave in a good mood and stay and watch the movie if you're going to.
And congratulations to Tim Hill, even though he's hit with a blown save by allowing a run in the top of the 8th inning. He was the pitcher of record when the Royals scored in the bottom of the 8th, and he gets his first major league victory.
Oh, congratulations.
Right after Salvador Perez hit one to the wall in center field and had the fans on their feet thinking that was a go-ahead home run, but it was caught by Canna. Jorge Soler followed with a home run to put the Royals in front, and he's down on the field with Joel.
All right, we've got Jorge Soler along with Pedro Grifol to help with the translation. First off, tell me about the home run.
Habla de jonrón. Bueno, tenía dos strikes y solamente fui a hacer un contacto con la bola y gracias a Dios salió ese batazo. He had 2 strike approaching, and all he was trying to do was make contact, and thank God the ball got out of the ballpark.
All you were trying to do is make contact. That ball was really far away with the reach. How did you get to it?
Dice que tú nada más que estabas tratando de hacer contacto, que la bola estaba afuera. ¿Cómo tú le llegaste a la bola esa? Bueno, realmente no sé cómo le llegué a la bola. Tenía 2 strikes, como estaba diciendo, y traté de hacerle un buen contacto solamente a la bola, y gracias a Dios salió ese batazo. He really didn't know how he got to that ball. Hold on.
There's no escaping for Pedro. Anyway, back to the translation.
He really didn't know how he got to that ball. He was just protecting the plate. He wanted to make contact, and he was able to hit it out of the ballpark.
There aren't a lot of guys that can hit a ball like that. Can you practice getting to a ball like that?
Dice que no hay mucha gente en el juego este que le puede dar esa bola así, que si tú practicas dándole la bola esa. Bueno, no practico precisamente esa bola, pero en el BB casi siempre lo doy bien duro la pelota. He says not necessarily does he practice on that particular pitch, but in BP he tries to hit some homers every once in a while.
Last thing, it was a tough night last night. How good is it just to be able to come back so quickly to the ballpark and get back on the field?
Una noche dura anoche, una noche dura anoche. ¿Qué te parece hoy venir aquí y lo importante venir aquí hoy y ganar el juego este? Bueno, la derrota esa fue ayer, eso quedó atrás. El equipo sabe que hoy es un día nuevo. Salimos a jugar pelota en el terreno y gracias a Dios salió esta victoria. That was yesterday, and the club knows that there's another game to be played today, and they came out. We came out hard, and we're able to win a ball game.
And another tomorrow. Pedro, thanks for the translation. Jorge, great job in this one. Soler power.
Soler power. Thank you.
There you go, Jorge Soler. The thank you, and he is off to the clubhouse, guys.
All right, Joel, thank you. Thank you to Pedro. And with that home run, the Royals are 3-2 on this homestand. They've won 7 of their last 11. They'll go for a series victory tomorrow. We'll be right back.